Hi everybody, my name's John. You're watching Garage Made. Today we're finishing off the bike. Got my to-do list. Get it done. First I'm mounting the instruments, the front fender, rotor, calipers and wheel. I'm using the factory rear part of the front fender. I've just moved the mounting point slightly to make it hug the tyre a bit more. Now I'm tidying up the loom from the instruments. The new fuel tank bracket holds the ECU and coils from the spark plug. I'm adding adhesive backed foam to the ECU and mounting points. I'm using the factory seat mounts for the front of the seat and screwing through the tank mounting bracket into the factory location, securing both the back of the fuel tank mount and the front of the seat. A bit more finagling, plenty more cable ties to make enough room for the tank to go on and it to look good enough. A new smaller battery goes on temporarily to help with the cable routing. I'll mount this properly later. I'm mounting the front bracket of the tank. I'm no longer using the holes I drilled into the frame and tapped. I've attached a bracket that holds the rubber bungs instead. Now a lot more finagling to get the fuel tank and wiring underneath, then the tank and the seat can go on, hopefully for the last time. Next I'm mounting up the rear fender and then the rear wheel goes on. The exhaust rear mount gets bolted to the fender mount. Tank and seat had to come off again for a bit more finagling of the loom. Here I'm running the fuel line. Later I find I've connected the pressure regulator backwards. drilling and tapping some holes through a bolt. These bolts are going to be used to mount the battery tray. I welded up some angle iron to make the battery tray. Now I'm drilling a hole in the top bracket for the battery tray, and then filing it to make it elongated. We're getting close now, sanding the exhaust headers, prepping them for paint. The headers get a coat of high temp paint that was left over from another project. I've also given the battery tray a coat. The battery tray gets 2 holes to mount with the bolts I tapped earlier. I put the holes in the wrong place, so I had to elongate them with a file, and then I elongated them the right way later. The whole thing gets covered with adhesive backed foam to protect the battery, and the battery gets mounted. Finally, time to fill the battery and mount it. The exhaust headers go on for a final time. And the brake lines get bled. I'm bleeding the front brakes. I'm still waiting for delivery of a rear brake line after I lost the first one. I probably should tidy up my workshop. Finally, time to get it off the ramp. Thanks for watching, everybody. I've still got one more episode in it. I've ordered some steel to make a plate to go on the back of the seats, and of course a new brake line for the rear brake. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves.